In this video, I will explain how to factor a trinomial using something known as the AC method. So let's take a look at an example here. We have 4x squared plus 18x plus 8. So we want to factor this trinomial. So here's what we can do using something known as the AC method. We can draw a big X like this. In this top portion of the X, we want to write A times C. And in this bottom portion, we write B. So the value of A in this trinomial is whatever this first coefficient is. So that's a 4. And the value of C is this last number here, the constant, that's 8. So in this top portion, we write A times C. So that would be 4 times 8. So that's 32. And this bottom portion, we just write whatever the value is for B in the trinomial. So B, we can see that number is 18. Now the next step, to fill out these last two portions of this figure, we need to think what numbers can multiply to 32 that will add to 18. So if you can't think of those numbers off the top of your head, it helps to just think, what are the numbers that multiply to 32? Well, it could be 1 times 32, or it could be 2 and 16, or it could be 4 and 8. So looking at these numbers, what numbers multiply to 32 but add to 18? Well, that would be 2 and 16. So what we do here is we write a 2 right here, and we'll write a 16 right here. Now the next step is we need to rewrite this trinomial up here using 2 and 16 as the x's. So we'll write it as this: 4x squared plus 16x plus 2x plus 8. So we've just rewritten this original trinomial. And now what we want to do is we want to group these terms together. So group the first two terms together and group the last two terms together. And we want to pull out the greatest common factor for each of these binomials now. So if we look at this first group, 4x squared plus 16x, what's the greatest common factor that we could pull out between these two numbers? Well, that would be 4x. So that would leave us with x plus 4 on the inside. And now let's check out this second group of parentheses. 2x plus 8, what's the greatest common factor here? That would just be a 2. That's the only common factor that we can pull out of those two terms. So that would leave us with an x plus 4. Now if you do this correctly, these two terms inside the parentheses will be equal. That's how you can kind of check yourself. So we could rewrite this whole thing as these two terms, 4x and a 2, we'll put those together. So 4x plus 2, and then we've got x plus 4. And that is our final answer. So that is how we have used the AC method to factor this trinomial. So 4x squared plus 18x plus 8, if we factor it, it becomes 4x plus 2 times x plus 4. Thanks for watching, guys.